Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night wherever you are around the world. You are extremely welcome to the championship match of Pro Tour San Diego 2010 with Pro Tour historian Mr. Brian David Marshall sitting beside me, your host Rich Hagen. There you see Simon Goertzen from Germany, 25 years old from Aachen, and he has just created some history of his own by derailing history for Luis Scott Vargas in the semi-final, and he begins this championship best-of-5 battle with the classic jund opening of Savage Lands.
Savage Lands go.
Savage Lands go. And on the other side of the table, there you see Carl Bogomaz of the United States, a classic transatlantic battle here in the finals. Raging Ravine, the man land from World Wake for Bogomaz, who has looked icy cool throughout this top 8 and really enjoying his Pro Tour experience. Rootbound Crag is land number 2 for him. And we see Sprouting Thrynax out for number 3 for Goertzen.
Good.
Another Raging Ravine for Bogomaz. And we're on to turn 4. In comes the Sprouting Thrynax. Goertzen takes the early lead. There you see the 2 coverage from around the world. Daisuke behind. For the Japanese coverage, MagicTheGathering.com, you can just see the curly head of Josh Bennett there, bringing you the text coverage on MagicTheGathering.com.
Canada's finest.
1, 2, 3 says Sprouting Thrynax number 2. Back we go to Bogomaz. And he passes. No 4th land.
No black mana.
Not good. And maybe that's the price you pay for the manlands. They're red-green, but they're so good. So let's take a look at that hand. We've got, look like a couple of...
11.
Oh, looked like there was a Bloodbraid Elf there that just decided not to. That seems unlikely. Oh, let's see what he does with this. He's gone in for 6, so 17 became 11. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Garruk Wildspeaker. Okay, what does he do with the number? You can see the 4 there. So I'm going to untap 2 land. And that is the end of game 1. Wow.
No 4th mana, no black mana for Kyle Bogomaz.
That is pretty startling stuff.
Goes straight to game 2.
Now, on our way to game 2, there are a ton of events that have been going on around the building here. We took a little glimpse during the quarterfinals. Let's see if we can bring you some of the winners and some of the stuff they've been winning. There's some incredible prizes being given away this weekend through this festival of magic.
Right. If you're at home and you're thinking, oh, I can't go to a Pro Tour, you don't have to be qualified for the Pro Tour to come play Magic. There's a ton of events going on. There's artist signings. There's opportunities to meet people from Wizards of the Coast. There's an opportunity to watch the best players in the world play the game. There's also an opportunity to play Magic yourself, whether it's in Magic Online events, whether it's in PTQs, whether it's in 8-man drafts, or to win a lot of very cool prizes. So, we started on Thursday where we had a last chance qualifier, which was won by 4 players, won the opportunity to compete in the Pro Tour. It's the absolute last chance you get to qualify for this event.
And it's real instant gratification because you win your prize at 4:43 a.m. and you start playing at 8:43 a.m.
Shady Badran, Sean Gregson, you may know Sean actually from Magic TV on Channel Fireball, which he co-hosts with Luis Scott Vargas.
All right, so the next down, the PTQ, not instant gratification, but a lot of anticipation. Chris Fennell will be joining us all the way from Orlando. He will be heading off to San Juan at PT stop number 2. Then we have the sealed deck. Now, this is a nice prize. I like this. I want to talk to William Chan because he won himself a 64-gig iPod Touch for playing sealed deck. That seems almost like cheating. Now, you know a bit about Adam Prozac, right?
Adam's just a solid, Pro Tour veteran, PTQ veteran who, plays just about any format you'll let him near. He won the Legacy event, and he got himself a nice set of dual lands for that effort.
2HG, that of course was the format last time at the Pro Tour here. Haley and Nagy won that. And then Todd Anderson, one of the main internet writers around Star City and so on. And of course,
U.S. national team member.
Absolutely. And he did pretty okay at Worlds, and someone who really studies the game and wants to get better and works hard at his game. That, by the way, that little list is just Thursday and Friday. The prizes kept on coming through the weekend. We've already mentioned the $3,000 draft challenge.
And we had a PTQ on Saturday for San Juan. We had another 64 gig iPod Touch that was given away. We had foil sets of standard. We had Grand Prix trials. You can take a look right here, the public events. The San Juan qualifier was won by Ben Seck. Ben Seck's San Diegan by way of Australia.
Yeah. TBS, the Ben Seck.
Top 8 at Pro Tour Yokohama a number of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Great player, very popular. There were audible cheers sort of throughout the Gaslamp district as news of his win spread far and wide.
There really were. And you look down, the thing is, on Saturday, a lot of the pros, they come back and they just get straight stuck into public events. You see the standard tournament was won by Michal Hebke. My word, he got an awesome prize. This is the one I want. I want to mug him outside the building afterwards. He got foil sets of everything in standard.
Wow, that's a fantastic
So that's
prize.
the whole Alara block. That's Zendikar. That's Worldwake. That's M10.
He's going to have some nice looking decks come San Juan.
He really is. You better, Michal. You bring those foils, my friend. Then we have, you go down, Matt Sperling, of course, winning the Legacy. And right down the bottom there, a certain Hall of Famer, New York, NY, USA, Mr. Zvi Moshevitz. Awesome.
What's that?
Yeah, Zvi's been playing the game for as long as you, just about as long as you can imagine.
And there you see the $3,000 draft challenge is heading down the stretch. They've been playing since 9 o'clock this morning. Remember the first one of those, the queue started round about 5:30 in the morning because it's capped at 128 players. I think it won't be long before we get sleeping bags for players getting ready for that particular event. But the players now are back here in the final with a very quick game one already behind us. Gertsen, exactly as he would have drawn it up, put you to 17 with a Sprouting Thrynax, put you to 11 with a pair of Thrynaxes.
Yeah, I just figured it was okay on the draw.
There you see the players getting themselves ready for game two.
Sure.
No sign still of any nerves from Bogomaz, and I think he passes the test. Yep, the man has stable hands right the way through the day.
Right, and you heard him say, I thought that was an okay hand to keep on the draw. Not beating himself up over it. He's just, let's get on with it. Let's play some more Magic. So I can even this score.
And you can always learn from Magic whether you win or lose. But top tip, if you're a friend of someone and you're watching your friend play Magic and they lose, maybe wait more than 3 seconds to tell them why they're an idiot. Maybe wait till the car ride home. You've had a bite to eat. You've had a chance to digest everything and get a feel for what you could have done before you wade in with, man, I'd have so won that game if I were you. Yeah, but you were watching because you're not me. So here we go. 7 cards come down for both. Let's see if they keep.
See, Pro Tour extraordinaire, photographer extraordinaire Craig Gibson snapping a picture of us through the camera lens.
I wonder how many photos he's taken of the Pro Tour.
It's millions.
It actually could be, couldn't it? So away we go. With Rootbound Crag, both players keep 7. Strong opening hands, at least presentable for both. Raging Ravine for Gertsen. Now we're assuming that we're going to see some Goblin Ruin Blasters sometime in this match from Kyle. He will certainly be hoping so. Land number 2.
We may see one on turn 4.
Raging Ravine for Gertsen. Bogomaz with 3.
Sprouting Thrynax.
Sprouting Thrynax. Your turn.
So is this 17-11 game going the other way? Let's find out. Gertsen chooses land number 3, make sure that it's an untapped, and it's a great Sable stack. I refuse to call it Trained Armadon.
Well, it's not.
No.
It's better than Armadon.
Absolutely.
I think he was referring to the general shape of creatures.
Absolutely. And there is turn 4, Goblin Ruin Blaster.
That's you.
And away we go. No benefit to attacking. Most often the Goblin Ruin Blaster puts something in the bin and comes right on in sideways, but not this time. Putrid Leech for Gertsen. And of course, the last time we were in a Pro Tour final, we saw a Jund player, David Reitbau, being well and truly punished for his mana base by Andre Coimbra, the eventual world champion. Andre, not such a great weekend this time, 0-4 drop. But as he said, you know, I put all my wins in the right order last time. Oh,
getting a Goblin Rune Blaster off the Cascade. You can still pay the kicker cost. And that's what he does, and he gets another Raging Ravine, drops Simon down to 2 lands.
So now the question becomes whether Simon is going to be given time to recover. He has a Putrid Leech which can become 4-4. He has the protection from black Great Sable Stag. So, you know, he has a reasonable board position apart from the fact he just has the 2 land. And of course, Bogomaz will be working his way up towards the 5 and 6 casting cost guys, the Siege Gang Commanders, the Broodmate Dragons. And there's a common thread there. They both bring more than themselves to the party. Goertzen draws. Did he get himself a 3rd land? Looks like he might have done. Looks like that might be a tri-land. Yes, there indeed it is. 7 lands go. Once again.
Alright.
Alright, you got another land. I've got another Rune Blaster. Alright, now we're getting to the point where we're ready to attack.
Cards? 3.
So this is the point where Goertzen would, in a perfect world, have something really handy in terms of removal. But as you said, that is not the path he's chosen to go down, particularly. So.
Okay. They take 7.
Phase 2 to activate Putrid Leech.
You go to 18 and you go to 11.
Sure.
And
so no respond to Lightning Bolt. That's a great shot through the camera. Wow.
That's you. Draw.
And then we go back to Goertzen.
Another Great Sable Stag.
Go.
Simon's down to 11. We see the score just adjusted.
But another Great Sable Stag. Again, the board looks pretty good, but Blightning, that gets rid of 2 of the 4. Goertzen has a Broodmate Dragon.
How many cards do you have?
He has
3?
a Master of the Wild Hunt. 2 more.
Think about this.
Yeah, think about this. Good plan. I mean, he's a long way off the Broodmate Dragon. You would assume that that would go away, because, I mean, 3 more lands a lot.
I mean, a lot of players have been signing that card out in the mirror, because not only do you need to have the card in your hand on turn 6, but you need to have the mana in your hand on turn 6 to cast it. Becomes pretty troublesome with Lightning.
Yeah, in a way, there's a little conundrum for Jund in that one of the cards that it would love to have available is Tectonic Edge, but the mana base dictates that it really just can't squeeze it in.
So Master of the Wild Hunt for Simon.
And
he's had in his hand for some time, he just hasn't been able to climb up to 4 mana until now to play it.
And I guess the deal with the Ruin Blasters is that, in a sense, that like any LD plan, land destruction plan, if the LD doesn't work, they start to look pretty ordinary. You know, you look at that board of 2-1, 2-1, and 3-3 against Putrid Leech that can get bigger, pair of 3-3s with the Great Sable Stag, and then Master of the Wild Hunt, which is a killer card, and you start to think, yeah, it's starting to look like Goertzen is working his way out of all those Ruin Blasters. 8 to 20 behind, but with parity pretty much established.
No, break parity. Double Dragon.
Go.
No attack. I'll just wait to finish off in the air next turn.
Yep. Goertzen needs an answer right now.
Oh, okay.
Feels like nobody actually owns any token cards. It's just this, they're like fruitcakes. They just sort of get passed around the whole entire Magic community based on what you need at any given moment.
60 rolls for you.
Yeah. Somebody, though, at draft night, somebody picks them all up with the rubbish. You know that there's a guy, just somewhere, there's a shoebox full of, 15,000 of these things that he's just picked up week in, week out.
Okay. What do we got here from Goertzen? He's thinking about a Bloodbraid Elf. And here it comes.
Featuring Cascade of Hope.
Do we have an answer?
We have a Sprouting Thronax. Didn't think that flies. He has a land in hand.
Is he going to make him go through on tap attack?
What's that?
Well, you know, you made the Pro Tour final. Maybe you forget to attack occasionally. No. And there you go. One game. Oh, we are down to a best of 3. It is a traditional match now, although, of course, they will be sideboarding for all 3. Well, so what we're going to do as we head for game 3 is we're going to take a look at the 2-player sideboards. And you've already seen Goblin Ruin Blaster from Kyle Bogomaz, which was ultimately part of the reason he won that second game. So let's take a look at the 2 sideboards. For these 2 in this
probably the worst against your deck, though.
Which everyone comes prepared for, that everyone knew that there was going to be a substantial portion of the field. Maybe not quite as much as we actually saw. So you see both players flicking through their deck, seeing whether they want to make adjustments for game 3. There's the arena from on high. So, Bogomaz on your left, Gertson on your right. And